I'm Ed,
I'm Barb.
and this is Carp Family Adventures. So we're still on our world cruise, and now we have 3 days to talk about. So day 11 was Thursday, January 30th. Day 12 flipped over into Saturday, February 1st. And day 13 is Sunday, February 2nd. So that was yesterday. So we did lose a day. We didn't have a Friday this week. Overnight, we just flipped into Saturday when we crossed the international date line. So that was between the first and second days that we're talking about now. So the first day was Thursday, January 30th, a sea day. So of course we started by going to the breakfast buffet.
Surprise.
And then the lecture again. And this one was about from steamships to cruise ships.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So there was a little comparison of the Matson steamships and then what was happening in the cruise ship industry, where instead of transporting people from one place to another, it started becoming cruises, and people just, stayed with the cruise ship the entire trip and returned to where they came from. So that was interesting. Right after that, we did the crossing the line ceremony. So this was for crossing the equator, which wouldn't happen until 4 o'clock at night or something, but they did it a little bit early. So I have some footage of that. It was raining pretty hard during that ceremony, but they do the traditional one. If you go by boat across the equator, they have a whole ceremony, and Princess has like a poem that the cruise director reads, and they picked sample passengers who volunteered to be the victims or whatever.
Well, we didn't want to volunteer because I think what we read, we thought they were going to throw you in the pool.
Yeah, and which they should have done, but they don't do that.
Yeah, but that would have been scary. I didn't really want to be thrown into a pool. So we didn't do it.
The people who signed up, anyone who had never crossed the equator before, anyone could sign up, and then afterwards, so they call them polywogs before they cross the line, and then everybody who crosses the line on a boat is called a shellback afterwards. So like they're a seasoned mariner, I guess.
So we're shellbacks now.
Now we are, because we did cross it. Yeah. So what they did to the people was basically get them dirty with shaving cream and semi-gross food stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know, some of that stuff looked a little nasty.
Yeah.
Like,
so while they were reading the poem, and then they did little, some crew members pretended to be like barbers, so they would shave them off, or policemen who, I don't know what they did. And then the last one was like a surgeon who they pulled up a sheet and they cut the person up or something. I mean, they just threw stuff out.
Yeah, that was pretty neat though. They were, because you could kind of, we went up a deck above so we could kind of look down. And the nice part about it, by then a lot of people kind of had left because of the rain.
Yeah. So
we got a better spot to take pictures and do some video or whatever. So hopefully they'll come. I haven't actually edited my pictures yet, so after this, if there are any decent ones, we'll put at the end of the video.
And then after they got everybody dirty, they threw buckets of water on them, which is traditionally they would dunk them in the water. Traditionally, they would actually put out a plank and dunk them in the ocean, but they could also dunk them in the pool, but they didn't. They just used a. Yeah,
well,
they wouldn't do that.
And it was interesting too that Ed pointed out, I guess, so kind of both saw it, that they put a net over the pool because I guess they didn't want people jumping in afterwards to kind of clean themselves off.
Yeah, they didn't want to get the pool dirty.
Yeah.
It's funny because the pool's been open, like even with when the ship was rocking, the pool's been open almost all day. I mean, I saw them pull the net up in the morning, like at 6 o'clock in the morning, but it's been mostly open, but they didn't want to get it dirty. Yeah. So after that, what did we do? We didn't do much. We haven't done much the last few days, just relaxed. We went to the dinner buffet on Thursday. We did the trivia, which was airport codes, which we didn't do very well at. It's kind of it's not the greatest.
We probably knew more than we thought we did.
Yeah, that's true.
So that was good.
That's true. They weren't all completely impossible. They were big cities. So.
And it's kind of neat too, just to go and then you learn stuff, but for me, it will go in and go right out.
I
won't retain it, but you never know. I mean, and there are a lot of people that have traveled a lot, so
Yeah.
I don't even remember. I don't even think anybody got a perfect score on that one, though. I think it was 18 maybe or something. I don't know, out of 20. But anyways, doesn't matter. But it was still fun just to go.
And then after that, they had the Yes No game show.
Yeah, it's always fun.
We stayed for like half of that because, and it was funny. I don't think we saw anybody win, right?
No. We stayed longer though. We did leave a little early.
We went to the Princess Theater for the magician, who was
oh my gosh,
he was funny.
He was really good. I liked him.
Patrick McCullough, I guess. He was an Irish comedy magician, and he was good. He was very funny.
Yeah, I had a good laugh, good chuckle.
We saw his show in the Princess Theater, and it was also lucky that he got funny people to assist him from the audience too, who couldn't follow his instructions, which, I can understand kind of when you're in the spotlight.
Yeah. But and all those people are watching you, so I probably would have been
really
the same.
Particularly funny. So,
yeah.
So after that, we just came back to the room and relaxed. We didn't really do anything.
It was kind of getting late.
Yeah, that was fairly late because we saw the 9:30 show, so it wasn't over until 10:15. So.
And the buffet was already closed. So.
Yeah,
it was really weird because normally we would go to just check on the buffet again before going to our room.
At 10:30. So.
Which is probably a good thing because we don't need to be eating. So.
Yeah. During that night between Thursday and Saturday, we did cross the equator and we also crossed the international date line. So they asked us to move our clocks back 1 hour and then move the day ahead 1 day, so we lost a day, but it was easy because all we really had to do was change our phones to the new time zone where Fiji is, and that handled everything automatically. We got up, but actually before we went to breakfast at the buffet, we saw a bird on our balcony.
Oh, yeah.
So I have some video of the bird walking back and forth on the balconies because it could get between balconies. It wasn't just on our balcony.
And we didn't think anything of it. It just, we just wanted to leave the bird alone. And
yeah, we thought it might. It wasn't flying or even jumping up on any of the furniture or the tables out there, so it could have been injured, but I think we kind of learned later it didn't seem to be injured.
No.
It was probably just resting because it was one of the birds, the 5 or 6 birds that have been following us from Hawaii, so it was probably very tired, although it did, they must have slept on the ship before that. Yeah. So it was wandering around, but we just left for the breakfast buffet. And then after the buffet, we went to the lecture, and this was on Ports of Paradise, which was the things that are past Hawaii. So he covered Fiji, he covered Pago Pago, which is the city in American Samoa, which was interesting. They had a person on there who was actually came up and mentioned that he was one of the kind of greeters there, right? Because they have this aerial tram, or they did.
Well, that's right, yes.
It was destroyed. But they had an aerial tram that would go over the harbor and up to the highest mountain on American Samoa. And like when the ship was leaving, they would drop flowers out of the tram car because they would stop the tram car right over the harbor and drop flowers and stuff. And someone on the ship actually grew up there. He was the, I guess he was the ukulele instructor. He was,
yeah.
He was one of the Hawaiian musicians.
Ambassadors for Hawaii.
Yeah. But he grew up in Samoa and he was part of that ceremony.
Yeah, he was saying though that how they got all of the flowers and that they had the whole, I guess, village or town or whatever, pick them, pick the flowers for them. And then they knew exactly when to stop the tram so that they could throw all the flowers over.
Because it's hard because of the wind and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what they were saying with the wind.
They could figure it out, Yeah.
So but what year was it that a plane crashed into it? So.
Sometime after World War II. They were having some kind of ceremony.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And Navy plane, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Was part of the ceremony, but it ended up crashing into the line, slicing the line of the tram. Several people were killed. It crashed into or next to one of the hotels there. Like 2 people were killed or something.
It was very sad. I mean, it's a shame that they don't still have that. But I don't know, after seeing some of the footage that we have seen of it, it was pretty steep. Kind of scary.
Oh yeah, that would have been scary.
I don't know if
50s and 60s.
I don't know if I could have done something like that. But probably by with today, then probably would have.
Oh, it would have been safer.
Of course. Today, but I don't know, it might have been different. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was neat.
Yeah. And then, so he also talked about Fiji and Tahiti. We're not going to Tahiti or Samoa, but there were some ports that were advertised by the Matson line, so it was interesting.
Yeah.
And then after that, the port expert came on and talked about Suva in Fiji.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Sort of told us what we could do and where to go and some of the customs that we have to follow, like we're not supposed to wear hats.
If we go into their villages.
It's in the villages.
So if you're like out on, if you just go to the regular part of the port, it's not an issue.
But you're not supposed to have hats or bare shoulders or particularly short shorts. And then like every picture she showed of people in the excursions, nobody had a hat. Everybody's shoulders were bare, and some of them were wearing
all of them. It was here and there, and then she did make a comment. Like, during her presentation, well, I guess they were okay with the shoulders. So
So after that, we went up to the lunch buffet. They had a little fruit buffet on the pool deck, where they were. They had like mostly pineapples and bananas, and people were standing in line to get fruit. We didn't eat any, but it was interesting to look at. There was fruit.
So you got video of that.
Yeah, there's some video of that. I have some video of the passengers playing giant Jenga in the plaza. It was fun to watch because
and one of the crew staff, she's funny. I think she just like marched over and just started tapping a middle one. Everybody was like, what? And she goes, I play this with my, what was her, like her 8-year-old or something. So it was really cute to see that.
Yeah, they were having fun.
Yeah, and then we went into the shop because I wanted to look at the merchandise, and next thing you know, you hear this crash. Well, you knew what it was because the Jingo had fallen over, which was kind of funny. But they cleaned that up so fast.
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah, it was gone. Yeah,
like we weren't even in there. Like we heard the crash and we pretty much stepped out and it was already cleaned up and put away, which was neat.
So then after that, we went to the dinner buffet, and there was a nice sunset that night, so we have some pictures of the sunset. The dinner buffet was Greek, and they were making gyros, but we didn't get any of that. We got some other stuff.
Well, of course I didn't get it, but...
Then we went to Explorers Lounge again, and this time they started with music in Explorers Lounge, so it was their band.
I liked the band. I thought they were really good.
Oh, they're good. Yeah, they're really good, especially the singers, too. I mean, they really have good voices. Yeah. And then we were waiting in there for Patrick McCullough to do his next magic show, which was in Explorers Lounge, so it was closer to everybody. So we watched him do his magic show, which was a lot of fun, also very funny. And we noticed that the comedian from the earlier shows, Sam McCool, the Australian comedian, was there watching, and he actually brought him up to be his translator because Sam McCool does these voices. So he was they had a German passenger come up to assist him. So.
It was funny though because in his show he had the 2 mics, the comedian originally. So he would, I don't know if we explained that before. So he would talk about something and then he would go to the other mic and pretend like being the translator. So that's why it was funny that he brought the other mic up and.
And of course, the German guy assisting him, of course, spoke perfect English.
Oh yeah.
But his translation was actually just a German accent of the instructions, which was funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
So that was very good. We walked past the silent disco this time in the plaza. We didn't participate. It looked like they had good participation, but everyone was crowded around the middle of the plaza, so there wasn't much room to kind of join them, or there aren't a lot of chairs there to sit that are right directly in there.
But I think we'll do it again. I think that's what we said. We'll skip this one, and then the next one we'll probably do it again. I really enjoyed that. It was fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
It was good.
And then we came back to the cabin. We started watching a movie this was the first movie we watched, A Man Called Otto with Tom Hanks, which was fine. But then kind of the end of the story with the bird happened because we didn't notice that the bird was out on our balcony, but we got a knock. You want to tell it? We got a knock on the door.
And you tell it, that's all right.
We got a knock on the door, and one of the housekeeping staff, I guess, said, "There's a bird on your balcony," and we said, "Yeah, it was there this morning," and he's got these big gloves. And so they wanted to take care of the birds, I guess, at this point. So we let him into the room. He went out onto the balcony and picked up the bird, the poor bird.
But it was good. It wasn't. He didn't do anything wrong to the bird.
The bird was fine.
Yeah, and they took really good care to take.
And they told us that they were going to be. I guess they were collecting all the birds because we haven't seen them since then. And he said that they would take them and take care of them and feed them. So and then release them when we get closer to
I believe they're
the
going
land.
to do that.
I hope they do.
Of course they will.
I'm sure they will.
They're not going to do anything.
The birds aren't going to eat a lot and stuff. But so that was interesting.
But you don't want to say the funny part? What happened?
Well, yeah, it wasn't funny.
Well, it was kind of.
The bird did spit up some fish that it had eaten, so it got on our carpet. But they cleaned it up.
Well, and there was the first one was on the balcony.
It was out on the balcony.
Yeah, and then came into the cabin, and then, luckily, I mean, it was. Oh, yeah, it was on the carpet. It didn't mess anything of our stuff up.
Yeah,
and they were really good.
Came in with their spray bottles and
they were really
cleaned it all up.
good.
Yeah, so that only took a few minutes, really.
But it was
funny.
That's a first in how many years have we been cruising that we've never had anything like that happen?
Yeah, we don't even know why they would start doing it. Maybe someone called them about the birds on the balcony, but they weren't bothering anybody as far as I could tell.
Yeah, it was fine. But
yeah,
they'll take really good care of the birds and release them, so that's nice.
So we finished watching the movie then and went to sleep. Then it was midnight again.
Yeah.
So we watched the movie and went to sleep. Okay, so now we're on to the third day that we're talking about now, which was day 13 of the cruise.
That was yesterday?
Yeah, February. That was Sunday, which was yesterday.
Monday.
We're recording this on Monday, although for everybody else, it's still Sunday. Yeah. So on Sunday we got up. Of course, we went to the breakfast buffet. We went to the lecture, and this time he was talking about how Matson was marketing their marketing materials for selling the South Seas like Tahiti and Fiji and stuff. So that was nice because he gave credit to all the artists who painted the menus that the Matson line used, and also the photographers who did the print work. In the magazines.
They had professional photographers come on.
Yeah, who won awards for some of their work for Matson. So that was really interesting, yeah. We did the lunch buffet, of course, and then we went back to our what was the timing with the rain? Was the rain at lunch or dinner?
No, it was lunch, and that was actually really neat.
Yeah, because we finally got it rained during the equator ceremony, but it was only for a couple of minutes. It was really strong, but it wasn't cold. It was fairly warm, I think. So it didn't bother us.
It didn't bother me.
It was only a couple of minutes.
I enjoyed it.
But then we're in the buffet. We could see before that behind us there was this cloud of rain, like a curtain of rain coming toward us, and in front of us there was another curtain of rain coming toward us, which we thought might be interesting. And then we heard on the speakers that they warned people on the decks. It wasn't like a strong warning, but they said people on the decks, maybe cover your electronics and stuff because it's gonna rain.
In about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Which was really good that they did that.
Yeah.
I was surprised. It kind of reminded me of you, like when we're at Disneyland or something. You're like, oh, the rain's coming. I'm like, how do you know the rain's coming? Well, you have an app.
And the watch.
Yeah, I know, but I was just like, what?
Yeah, but that was good because they were right. Both of those they weren't really big storms, they were just rain clouds, hit us at the same time. And
you went out and did a little, I said, go out, get some video.
Yeah, there's a little video of the rain coming down, and it did look like it was pretty hard. We didn't go out into it.
I just sat close to, we had a table and another table, and there was the window looking out, so I just kind of looked at it. You couldn't really see anything because the windows were all covered with, I don't know, it was dark.
Yeah, you couldn't see too much. But then I think by the time we got back to our cabin, the rain had stopped.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to see it from our cabin, but it was just dripping by then. So so we just read and
we didn't really do much yesterday. We really just chilled. Yeah, and then we later went back to the buffet.
Yeah, did our buffet.
And then decided to come back to the cabin.
Yeah, we couldn't see a sunset, unfortunately, last night. The last few nights have had good sunsets, but last night it was mostly clouds, so there wasn't much to look at. But
But yeah, and then
came back.
we brought, I think we each got a slice of pizza or something. Because there really wasn't much in the buffet. And you didn't even...
No, I didn't get much.
No,
Yeah.
so yeah, we just brought that back and decided to watch another movie. No interruptions this time, which was...
Yeah, we didn't have any more birds. So we watched Saturday Night, that new movie about the first night of Saturday Night Live, which was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's basically it, right?
Yeah, and just did some more reading and...
Yeah, so our next video we will post on Fiji,
Right.
because we'll be there tomorrow. So we'll combine like today, which will be very short because we haven't done much today.
No.
But then tomorrow, Tuesday, is when we'll be in Fiji. So we'll have some pictures. Video
Yeah,
of that.
and fingers crossed everything works out with the scooter.
Yeah.
Because we did go back again, double checked with the excursion. Got the same nice gentleman that was helping us, and yeah, he assured us that we're okay with it.
Yeah, they said everything should be fine.
Yeah.
And even if it's not, it's everything, well, anywhere they would like drop us off would be close to the port anyway, so it shouldn't be. The only issue is Fijian dollars, getting Fiji dollars to tip the driver and maybe buy postcards or something. So.
Yeah, or just give him American money in the tip jar. And then I think there was like a shop, like a regular store. If we wanted to, I think we could use our credit card, okay?
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll figure it out. We'll let you know how we make out, and should be good.
Yeah.
So I guess we're gonna do a shout out. Let's go ahead and shout out to Chris, and then we kind of forgot our brother-in-law Bill. It was his birthday, so we want to wish him a happy belated birthday. Sorry about that, and say hi to Mackenzie and Ian. Those are our niece and nephew. And then also, I guess, Roger, Ruth, Rosie, Chris, and then we'll shout out to their kids later.
Yeah, good idea.
Well, they're kids too, but we'll
Yeah,
do
we'll
individual ones.
mention
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's it. Yeah, everybody have a great day, and thanks for watching. And
Thanks.
you don't need to subscribe, but if you want to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you like it, hit a like for us. That would be great, right?
Yeah.
All right. Take
Thanks
care.
for watching.
Bye.